Hi Tigers, it's Miss Gunn. I'm here to get us started on a new engineering project. Instead of giving you the maker mats, which will still be available in our AMPS Google Classroom, I'm going to get us started on a bigger engineering design process project. You guys know the engineering design process starts with the ask step, and then we move to imagine, plan, create, and improve. So we're actually going to spend the next 5 weeks on this project. And each week, I'm going to get you started on another one of these steps to progress our entire build. I'm hoping that what we're going to do, you can build with things that you have at your home already. I don't want anybody to have to go out and buy any new materials or order anything online. You should have most of what you need. I like to start our engineering projects with a story, so I'm going to do that as well. Your teachers have gotten you started with the app Epic. It's a great app, it's free, and you have access to so many books online on a phone, on a tablet, on a computer, or whatever. So I found a story called The Tale of Peter Rabbit. Many of you may have read this book before, or maybe you've watched the movie. In Epic, The Tale of Peter Rabbit, written by Beatrice Potter, is actually an audiobook, and it's only just under 8 minutes to listen to. So it's a level L reader, which is middle of the year, second grade expectation. So some of you may be a little bit behind there or right there, but lucky for you, it's an audiobook to help you follow along. And then my older students, I encourage you to see if you can find it on YouTube, somewhere where they have the words to read along with you. When you read this story, you're going to learn about a bunny named Peter and some of his adventures and misadventures that he goes on. He likes to visit the garden of Farmer McGregor, and the problem that we're going to try to help Peter solve is actually not in the story, but we're going to think of sort of a sequel to the story. We're going to imagine that Farmer McGregor has built a tall new fence around part of his garden. And Peter wants to bounce over this new tall fence. And his rabbit legs are not strong enough to make him jump that high, and he cannot crawl through. So we want to build a device to help Peter bounce over this tall new fence. So here's your question. Make sure you're listening. Can you make a device to help Peter bounce over the tall fence? Can you build a device to help Peter bounce over the tall fence? So in this first step, our ask step is when we ask a lot of questions like, what kinds of materials could we use? How tall is the fence? How much does he need to bounce? How big does it need to be? These are some things I want you to start thinking about at home, and I want you to email all of your questions to me at my email address for school. It's gunnab@cfbisd.edu, or I'm going to post this on our Google Classroom. You can write a comment there, and I will respond to all of your questions before we get started with our Imagine step next week. A couple things that I want you to be thinking about between now and then is what type of materials you have at home that could help you bounce Peter over the fence. Now, to get started, you're going to have to choose something at home that could act like Peter. A super floppy stuffed animal might not be the best idea. Something that is plastic or maybe a more like silicone or rubber toy would be better. I did go find this bunny rabbit when I went grocery shopping today. He's soft and fluffy, so he might not end up bouncing much, but I'm going to go with this one. You need to find something to represent Peter. It doesn't even have to look like a bunny. It just needs to be something that you've decided you won't build with, that you're going to try to bounce up. Some other things that I found at my home to try to help me make Peter bounce is rubber bands. I know they're super stretchy, so maybe they could help him take off. I have some ribbon. I have some cotton balls. I have toothpicks. I have straws, craft sticks, tissue paper, and then I thought I could try to use as my base a colander or maybe a bowl that I could connect parts to. So some of these could help me bounce Peter, and some of them might just be a structural support of the part that's going to bounce. I might find more materials later that I add to this collection, and I'll keep you updated as we go. We're in this together. I can't wait to hear from you guys.